welcome to another episode of I'm Right. And you know, most of the time I'm right, but Jill would not say that. Okay, all right. Well, for those of you that don't know, or for those of you that may be watching this in replay, this is just kind of a pre-show and a countdown to the show start. So we have approximately 4 minutes and 10 seconds until the show goes live, because we do this show live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you are watching this show in replay, you can fast forward right past this spot, no problem, and get right into the show. And if you're watching the show live, welcome. Also, for those of you that are watching the show live, remember that you can post comments and questions if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. So please do that, because as I usually tell you, you make the show even better than just Jill and I talking. So that's cool. Also, I want to thank especially the people that just listen. So the people that listen to the show and replay in their cars and while they're doing their chores or while they're at work, I want to thank you, because you guys are really increasing our numbers as far as how many people watch and listen to the show. But if you do just listen, please, once in a while, just come and join us live on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We would love to see you here, and we would also love to hear your comments. So remember to do that. And another thing we have going on is we are in the running for the podcast awards. Okay, so like we're somebody, both of us, believe it or not, but we are in running for that, and the categories we're in is People's Choice and Society and Culture. So if you go to podcastawards.com, you can cast your vote for us, and that's in the People's Choice and Society and Culture, and you have until July 31st to do that. Now, we only have about 1 minute and 20 seconds to the start of the show, so please stand by. Okay, we're down to less than a minute till showtime. And for those of you that don't know, and it's the first time you're listening to the show, remember that you can fast forward past this portion. But there's a reason we have this kind of pre-show where I'm just talking and telling you about the show and what you can do and what you can't do, is because this is when we look for any technical difficulties there might be and solve them. So when we go live, you can really enjoy the show. All right, we've got about 10 seconds to the show start, so we'll see you in a moment. look at Jill. Oh, she's in rhythm with me. For a moment, then she'd start doing this other neck thing. Okay.
Hello, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm Right.
And I'm Jill Cox-Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Welcome, everyone. Who's here? Who's with us tonight? Tell us in the chat of whatever platform you're on.
I don't know. Maybe we got ghosted tonight.
Maybe.
Maybe we're ghosted and no one wanted to hang with us on this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Maybe that is what happened.
Maybe.
But we'll miss you if you're not here.
We will.
However,
but the show must go on.
Yeah, we will keep carrying on with the show because this is what we do.
It is what we do. That's how we started.
That's just what I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing. That's how we started when we were just a podcast. And we would record the show, and Jill and I would face at a desk, but face to face. So she was on one side of the desk, I was on the other side, and we would do the show, talk face to face.
Talk and record.
It was a lot of fun, actually.
But it's more fun with an audience.
Yeah.
We love interacting with you all. So if you're here, let us know. We'd love to welcome you.
Yeah, cool.
So last week, sweetheart.
Last week was...
Oh, I see someone is here before we get there. Denise says, I'm here.
Who that?
We know who she is. Welcome, Denise.
Hello, and thanks for the gifts.
Oh, yes. Loved it.
Yes.
It was, what a surprise. What a beautiful surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
So last week, we did a show about workplace romances. Ooh. And we asked our audience what they thought about it. But I also did a week-long poll on LinkedIn asking if my LinkedIn connections think workplace romances are a good idea.
And what did you find out?
I found out that 15% actually said yes.
What?
15%.
I thought it would be like maybe 5%.
31% said sometimes.
Huh?
And 54% said no. So still over half said no.
Okay.
But other people are like, well,
that's okay.
Don't be so quick to answer that.
But, I think that's kind of, when we discussed that, I think that's kind of how we came out. Because, sometimes a workplace romance turns into,
a marriage.
A long-term relationship.
Yep.
Which can be good, so.
Yes.
It's where you work.
Yes.
And you see this person all the time.
All the time.
It's
at
just,
work and at home.
But, it's just bad when it doesn't work well.
That's right.
I worked at a place, when I was an architectural draftsman, I worked at a place that happened.
Which
Not
part?
with me.
Which
part?
So
there were these other employees in the office, and they were always, and both employees were married, not to each other. Okay, so each one of them had a partner. Okay, and they would, they were good and friendly with each other all day, and they worked well together, and they interacted well together. And then the next thing we found out that both of them were divorcing their partners.
Oh, for each other?
Yes.
Oh.
And they got married and didn't invite any of us.
Probably because they were all gossips.
I wasn't gossiping. But yeah, I don't know whether they remained together or not.
Did they remain employed there?
Oh, yes.
So they weren't boss or
No, they were not the boss. I think one was a salesperson, and I don't remember what the other person's job was there. I don't know.
Well, that leads us into tonight's topic. But before I get there, I want to say hi to Ronaldo and Connie. They're here.
Hi, y'all.
Family. Hi. All right. So I said that leads to tonight's topic, which is about side pieces and home
Ooh,
wreckers.
side piece.
It's a topic or it's a segment that we call
Stand by your stance.
Okay, so I did another poll.
Another poll.
Yes, on LinkedIn, but I would like the audience to answer as well. So I'm asking, are side pieces and home wreckers the same thing?
Oh, can I answer that question?
That we're taking a stance on that.
They're not the same thing.
Okay.
That's my stance.
Explain.
Well,
Elaborate.
They're not the same thing because, like a home wrecker, someone that deliberately goes after someone that is in a committed relationship, they know exactly what they're doing. That's what they set out to do. They saw something that they wanted and they set out to get it by any means possible. But a side piece may not know that they're their side piece, that they are a side piece. And then they may be okay with being a side piece because they don't really want a committed relationship with this person. They just want to, kind of, just, you know what I'm saying? Just
I do know what you're saying.
kind of
get I do know what you're saying.
They're in and out, there's no commitment. All right, this was fun.
I do know what you're saying. And my stance is similar, but I have a but in my answer. But before I say my answer, we're going to welcome another person to the show. It's John Boltman here tonight.
John,
good Wednesday
what's
evening to you too, John. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Okay, so my stance is there is a difference. I agree with you there. But I also think the home wrecker could be the person in the committed relationship that's cheating. So they wreck their own home. I don't think it has to be the other person
of a home wrecker.
Someone who wrecks the home life, the marriage, the relationship.
Of someone else.
It doesn't have to be someone else. It could definitely be the one who cheated in the relationship.
No, I think
they wrecked their own home.
We need to pull that up. Do we have a way to pull that up?
You want me to look it up?
We should look that up. I
can't
look it up.
Well,
right
I
now.
will. I will look it up while we put you on camera. But that's my stance: is that yes,
home wrecker.
Yes, there is a difference between the two. And side pieces, like you said, can know or not know, but they don't really want it. They don't want to take over the relationship. Like they don't want to be the spouse.
Well, no.
Side pieces. Home wreckers do.
No. If a home wrecker, if a side piece doesn't know that they're a side piece, they may be looking for that committed relationship.
So they could become a home wrecker. I do agree that the person who's outside of the relationship is a home wrecker too. I'm just saying there's the other person in the relationship that may have, like they could have said no. And in most cases, they started it. It's been my experience. But we'll get to that.
How do you know that?
Well,
how do you know that?
Back in the day, like I'm not proud of it. I'm definitely not proud of it. But I've been a side piece twice.
Shame on you.
I have. I've been a side piece twice. And both times I didn't want a committed relationship. And both times I was in a dark place. I had the lowest self-esteem I've ever had.
Okay, well, now I need to dive a little deeper on this.
Oh boy, here we go.
So was this person, were they in a relationship with another person where they were not married, or were they married?
The first time, the person kept telling me they were not in a relationship. Other people would say, but they are. They have
a relationship.
In a marriage. They said their marriage. They said their marriage was over, and that
but the marriage wasn't.
The marriage was. They weren't even separated, but I didn't know that.
But he said he was separated.
Yes, and had filed, and that it was just a matter of time before it became legal. Official, but. There was no separation. There was no filing. Nothing. And other people had tried to tell me, but I was in such a low place. It didn't really matter to me.
Whatever.
Now, the second time, and this is why I took the stance I did earlier. The second time, the married man pursued me.
And what? You gave in?
Eventually. I'm being honest. Eventually I did. But again, I am not proud of it. I'm just being honest. I am not proud of it.
Shame on you.
Not proud of it.
Shame on you.
But I was also, my reasoning was not to break them up. My reasoning was, one, I know I wouldn't have said yes eventually if I had known the wife. I would never do that to one of my friends. But I was also in a really low place, low self-esteem and all of that. But once I got my self-esteem back, everybody was gone. Like, bye. I don't need y'all.
Okay. Is that when we met?
Yeah, actually.
See the things I find out on this show. I did not know that. I didn't know.
All right. So we've got quite a few comments.
Ooh, wee.
Okay. Oh, look. The Chris and Tamia are here.
Hey, y'all. Up
first
in the
they said, "Uh-oh." I'm not sure to which part. John says, if a side piece knows their partner is married, only then do they become a homewrecker. Richard Nixon? What?
Is that a quote from Richard Nixon? Is that what I'm to believe?
That's what we're to believe.
Okay.
I have to look that one up too. Okay, Ronaldo asked a very good question. Does it always have to be about sex? Excellent question, Ronaldo. I don't believe it does, because in the workplace, many people become like emotionally
committed to this other person.
Yes.
So I believe Ronaldo is correct, and thank you for bringing that up, because that is another viewpoint and is quite accurate. Because if you become emotionally connected to another person in like a love type way, even though you haven't had sexual relations, that's probably not right.
You sound like a former president when you say, even though you haven't had sexual relations.
I'm trying to stay out of trouble. Okay.
But John answered that question. He says yes. Yes, it does. And then Chris and Tamia are laughing at us. People always laugh at us. And then John says, I know absolutely nothing about this, Tony.
Oh, really? John, you have great comments. And I keep saying this. We're going to get you on the show.
One day.
Like on live. So everyone can see you and hear you.
Well, if they see him, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up like in disguise or something. Bag over his head. Like, I didn't say that.
You cannot come on as the unknown comic. Okay? For those of us of a certain age, we know who the unknown comic is, and I'm pretty sure John does also. So you cannot come on as the unknown comic.
Well, we know he watches SNL. Maybe he'll come in as one of them. Chris and Tamia say, "Who has time for a side piece at this age?"
Well, I don't know. If you move to the villages in Florida,
True.
there's probably a lot of side pieces in the
Well,
villages.
I don't want to
in
call
Florida.
out the villages, but
No, I do.
But
That
there
is-
are reports. There are news reports about things that happen in
The village-
senior living homes.
Yes, it's a senior citizen community in Florida, and it's one of probably the largest in the country, actually.
But I'm not calling you all out.
But being that it's the largest, there's also a lot of senior citizen swingers in the village.
Not just there, in many senior
There's
living
other places. I'm
homes,
calling them out.
residences.
I'm calling
I am
them out.
not.
Maybe they'll
If
get.
anyone from the villages is listening to us, Jill did not say anything about you.
Maybe someone from the villages wants to invite us to the villages and show us that that's not true.
You know, I have been invited to be a speaker for them before. You know that, right? And the only reason I didn't,
because it was the villages.
No, it was virtual first of all, and the only reason I didn't was because they were asking me to talk about a topic I didn't know much about.
Swinging?
No. Well, I don't know anything about that. But that is not what they asked about.
That's probably what they asked. They wanted you to talk about, swingers over 60. That's probably it.
Oh my goodness.
At the villages.
Well, we know someone who lives there.
I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone that knows.
Yes, you do, and she is not 60. She is younger than us.
She's not supposed to be living there then.
Anyway, we have more comments.
You called her out, and she's on the down low.
I am going to keep talking so that we do not get Tony in trouble. John says, "I love the unknown comic." And he also says, "Side pieces, South Florida's a buffet."
Yeah.
Well,
especially at the villages.
So
there's another spot like that in somewhere around Tampa. I think it's north of Tampa. I can't remember what it's called.
John, before you get anybody else, call anybody else. John says the village is the home of the Town Square Tango. Woo.
Towns, can you show us?
He's not in the villages.
I mean, I want him to show the Town Square Tango. What does that look like?
Anyway, I don't. So I'm going to change the subject altogether and say to you, Tony, have you ever been a side piece?
Yeah, I've been a side piece.
See, it's not just me. It's not just me.
I was single.
It's not just me. It's not just me.
I was single, and I was
too. At one point,
I was, and I knew that this person had a boyfriend. Yeah, I knew she had a boyfriend. So I told her, I was honest. I was like, look, I just like being with you and spending time with you. That's all. Give me that, and I'm happy. So she was cool with that. So it was all good. No problem. The problem is when you're the side piece and you only want to be the side piece is when the person you're in that type of relationship with wants you to be more than the side piece. They want you to be the number one. That's where the problem comes in. Yep.
I don't think I understand.
Well, like for instance, you start off at the side as the side piece, right? Mm-hmm. And then the person says, "Oh, I don't want you to be the side piece anymore. I want you to be my main person."
And then they would get another side piece?
No, they just wanted one committed relationship.
But they were already in one.
They're going to dump that person and be in a committed relationship.
So the person that was already in the committed relationship wants the side piece to be the committed relationship.
Yes.
So they like grow feelings for that person or something.
Yes. Like the side piece.
But what if the side piece still wants to be non-committal?
That's where the problem comes in.
No, the problem started much sooner than that.
No, what do you mean? The problem didn't start.
It started like when they started having a relationship. That's when the problem started.
No, the problem started when it was like trying to change the contract after the contract has been signed. You don't want to do that. Renegotiate the contract after it's been done? No.
I'm not even going to say anything. So John has comments. He says, read The Smoking Gun in regard to villages in the town square tango. We shall do that. Chris and Tamia, I was invited to have a thriesome with a couple twice. I was so confused.
Well, you know.
Wait. There's more. As a matter of fact, the husbands wanted to watch. I was really confused when I was approached.
Oh, actually, you know, I guess we have something in common. That has happened to me. And, you know, people may not believe this, but that has happened to me several times.
That you've been approached by a couple?
Yes.
To be part of a threesome?
Yes.
And?
I never did it.
Because?
I did not trust them.
Interesting. Well, John has advice. He says, don't do it. The person has a history of a side piece snacking. Oh, we know about those snickety snackities out there. We do. We definitely know about them.
Oh, wow. The things that come up on this show. You know.
Well, we started it with this topic, this whole topic, right?
Show.
We started it, right? So I did take another poll on LinkedIn.
Okay.
It just started today, though. So I will have the full results next week. But I asked, are side pieces and homewreckers the same thing? 67% of them said yes, absolutely.
Oh, I disagree.
And 33% says sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
No one said no, and no one said often.
Okay.
So far.
Okay.
And to your point, because, you know, I admit when I'm somewhat wrong.
Uh-huh.
So this is a yes, but.
Yes, but.
Yes.
Yes, but.
So you said the definition of a homewrecker is the person who impacted a committed relationship.
Deliberately.
So I looked up the word in the dictionary.
Yeah. And
it says a homewrecker is someone who has an affair with a married person and causes that person's marriage to fail. So Merriam-Webster dictionary people, it's time to update your definition, because the cheater, the person who's in that relationship can also be the homewrecker. They wreck their own home life, I believe. So that's my call out. I'm going to advocate for that. Do I know anyone who works for them? I don't think I do, but I will look that up.
I'm not believing that part of your definition. I'm not buying it. Okay. Not buying it. What type of emojis are those?
It looks like lipstick. Like kiss.
Is it?
It's lipsticks.
Oh, it is lipsticks. Oh.
Which says to me, you know, like kiss. But anyway, that's what I take it. Chris and Tamia, I never did it. Back to the
you know,
being approached.
You must have been reading my mind.
I was just confused.
Were you?
And they are the same thing. They homewreckers and side pieces.
I disagree. I still disagree because the like I said before, the side piece may not know they're a side piece, so they're not knowingly being a home wrecker. They just don't know. But as soon as they find out, they may call off the relationship. Like, for instance, I told the story about this woman I had been dating, and then she says to me, "Hey, you know who that guy is that answers the phone all the time? Yeah, his name is such and such, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's my husband." So I've been picking her up for dates at the house and stuff like that, and but I didn't know. And once I found out, I called all of that relationship off.
And the two times I was a side piece, whether knowingly or not, to my knowledge, both are still with their wives and both are still cheaters.
Just the guy is a cheater.
Correct.
The guys are cheaters.
Yes.
But their wives are not, to your knowledge.
To my knowledge, neither person is divorced in either of those
but
people.
But the wives are not cheaters.
I don't know.
To your knowledge.
I don't know. I never met them. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Because to that point, some wives or spouses, I should say, doesn't matter wife or husband, when if they find out that their spouse is cheating on them, and has a pattern of it, they'll do it too to get back at them.
Yeah, they might. Okay.
They might. And then we have another comment. Here's an example. Scott Peterson's lover did not know that Scott Peterson was married until she heard about the murder of his wife. Yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah.
She immediately became the prosecution's star witness. This woman was a side piece, not a homewrecker.
There you go.
Yep.
Case in point.
Yep. Ooh, that was a big case.
Case in point. Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. All right. Well, we have one more segment. I know you're going to say, we have one more segment.
We have one more segment?
We do. And it's called
I'm trying to help you.
Well, do you want to give advice to the side pieces, the home wreckers, or somebody else, the person in the committed relationship?
I want to give advice to the person that's in the committed relationship.
Okay.
If you feel the need to have a side piece, okay, and your partner is not okay with you having a side piece because you're just doing this on the side, maybe you shouldn't be in that committed relationship. Maybe you should move on so you can do all the things you want, and it's okay, but you're not in this committed relationship with a person that you will probably hurt if they find out you have all of these side pieces around. So that's what I got to say about that.
And that's an interesting point. You said all of these side pieces. Because
yeah,
it turns out usually if there's one, there are others.
Yeah, they got a couple of side pieces.
Yeah.
They're always looking for another side piece. So even when they take the person they're in a committed relationship to a restaurant, oh, look, I'm going to take you out to this wonderful restaurant. When they go to that restaurant, that person is looking for their next side piece. Mm. That's how they do. So they'll scout the restaurant, and then when they see their next potential side piece get up and go to the restroom, they will get up and go to the restroom also.
Always
so they
a
can
player,
talk.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
Player.
Yeah. How do I know that? I don't know.
Well, my advice is for the side piece and the homewrecker. So for the side pieces, do what, like Tony initially thought that he might be my side piece because when we were dating, he hadn't been to my house. So he thought I was hiding a person a relationship.
Yeah.
I was not. I was not.
You gotta show me something.
But that's my advice for people who may unknowingly become side pieces is, like, look at all the evidence. And if people come to you like people did to me and like, I really think he has a wife, then, maybe you should believe them because maybe they've seen more than what the person you're in this relationship with is showing you. And then for the homewrecker, there's enough for, well, I guess statistically, maybe there isn't enough for everybody out there, but
you're not making a good point here, Jill.
But just because, like, you have told me about friends, or they said they were friends who went after their friend's person, and that's not right. That's not right. So, just because you see, something that someone else has, just try to get your own. Like, don't take that away from them.
Yeah,
and,
that's a good point.
And my last bit of advice is, even if someone's persistent, stick to your integrity and your morals and your ethics, and hopefully you have some.
I didn't see that one coming.
John says he was at the courthouse during the verdict. Yes, yep. Chris and Tamia's advice is just don't date in Atlanta. Mm-hmm.
Oh, now come on. How can you not date in Atlanta if you don't have a person? Come on.
And John says that's a person with a personality flaw. One of the things that we said. So
okay.
All right. So I take it you're ready to wrap this show up.
Yeah, it's about that time, isn't it? Am I incorrect? Hey, all of you, I know all of you that here remember, but check out I'm Right every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And remember, you can also watch this podcast on Jill's website, which is JillCox-Cordova.com, and click the podcast tab. Also, remember to vote for us at the Podcast Awards. So that's podcastawards.com, and that's the People Choice category and Society and Culture. After show, anyone, we need your input. What would you like us to do topics on? What questions would you like us to ask? Just let us know. You know how to reach us. So just let us know and we'll address that. Yes, we will. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Connie says, you're right, Jill. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. Thanks, Connie.
All right. Well, we need to wrap this up, Jill.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye.
See you next. Yes, we will see you next week. Lisa out.